I'm at 2 West Crittenden Avenue in, I don't know if this is Covington. I think it's a Covington address, and we're doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. We're looking for any structural issues, root intrusion, anything that may be of concern to the buyer. The access is a floor clean out just inside the garage. We're going to try to go both directions from there. We'll go back upstream into the house, and then we'll go downstream out towards the main, as long as we can get access in both directions. You can see there is the clean out. Let's see, we're right inside the garage here. I'm going to try to go upstream first, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get it to go. We may end up having to go from the stack. And I think we might have got it. Nope. No, we're going to have to go downstream, and then I will go through the stack to do the interior line. Shouldn't be very much pipe based off the stack is only a few feet away up against the front wall, and so we'll just go ahead and go out towards the street, and then we'll go from the other access point to do the interior stuff. Looks like we have some root intrusion here at about 10 feet, probably at the transition into the clay. We have some pretty decent amount of root intrusion here. So let's see if we can punch through, because okay. Looks like I was able to punch through there, but it's getting pretty hard to see. There's a whole lot of root intrusion here. Let's see if we can get the camera to go through, but yeah, you can see how much roots there are here. I'm not really sure I'm going to be able to get through this. I'm going to pause the video here. We're going to locate it. I'm sure it's coming from the tree there to the side of the driveway. That's the only one even close, and we're within the drip edge. So I'm going to pause the video. We're going to locate exactly where this is. Alright, so we've only made it out, it's roughly 10 feet from the clean out. It says 12 feet on the video here, but we've marked it with green paint and a green flag. It's 3'9" deep to the invert, which is where the camera is. That's the inside bottom of the pipe. It's where the camera's laying. And we really don't think we're going to be able to get past this point. It's some really heavy root intrusion. This will need to be cleaned and re-inspected. Some places offer inspections as part of a cleaning if they if you trust their opinion. They will a lot of them will give you a free camera inspection after they've cleaned it. But something like this, you can see how far I've kind of slowly pushed my camera through it, where I might be kind of partially poking a hole, but it doesn't seem like the camera's going to go through it, which means these are very, very thick roots. But even as we went, you could see how I can't get past that point, but as you see, you can see how thick the roots are as we pull back. They do still look like finger roots. I don't see any major solid roots, except, I mean, as especially from where my camera is. But this will need to be cleaned thoroughly. If done well, they could get probably a 6-inch knife down through here, at least a 4 double knife, and be able to scrape the walls of this. And then with another inspection, you should be able to see if it's done any structural damage to the line, and that's what I'm recommending. It's a cleaning and a reinspection, because we've barely made it out. I would have them try to take it out at least 75 feet or 80 feet or so to try to get out to the main and clean it all the way, because chances are anything within the drip line of the tree to the right of the driveway has probably got some root intrusion, and so I would recommend that they run it all the way out to the main and then re-inspect it, because it all starts here at the transition where the 4-inch cast iron goes into the 6-inch clay, and then every junction, about every 3 feet for that first 12 feet or so has some root intrusion. So I'm going to pull back, and then we're going to go in through the stack here to check and inspect the interior cast iron. Alright, the line open. We're going to go through the top stack, since it's PVC, or the top of the stack, excuse me, since it is PVC. You can see here there's the lower access, and here you can see this one comes out a lot easier. And then this should be all cast iron on the inside, which cast iron is normal for the age of home, but it does have its drawbacks as far as you can really never tell how much life is left in a cast iron pipe. You don't know how thin or thick the pipe walls are. In this case, it looks like it's got good shape to it, which just means that a lot of times these things can rust to the point where they're choked off. And it looks like in this case, the line's in pretty good overall shape as far as the cast iron is concerned. There is evidence of backup that I believe is all due, like you saw the toilet paper on the top of the line there. But that's pretty much all due to the root intrusion, and that's where the backup. That's what would have caused the backup. And so there is some roots laying here, and I think we're back out to that transition that we saw in the last spot. Yep. So we just went past the inside clean out, and now we're back out to that same root ball. But you can see this one, I got past this one before, but this one now I may not be able to, just because of what I'm pushing for another 20 foot back. So, but we've already inspected this section of pipe, and they may have had it cleaned, because there is some roots laying here on the driveway, but they just either depends on how it was done. If done well, like I mentioned earlier, with a 4-inch double knife or a 6-inch double knife would be the best case. They should be able to get it in, because it is so. They should be able to squeeze that in, because it's so close to where it opens up into that 6-inch clay. And a good cleaning would take care of all these roots and give you the ability to inspect it better. If you did it with a small bit, you would just basically poke a hole in it, and it would grow back closed relatively quickly. If the machine was rented, they don't even supply the type of the 4-inch double knives or the 6-inch double knives. They give you the smaller bits and just try to. If you don't know what you're doing, it could be dangerous. But the cast iron from the stack out to the exterior looked like it was in pretty good shape. Didn't see anything major, anything with it. It was a pretty short distance of pipe, being that the cast iron starts at this stack and only goes back into the house for just a short distance, picks up a floor drain, and then heads out through that floor clean out. So we pulled all the way out, as you can tell, and yeah, the interior line, the interior cast iron looks like it's in pretty good shape for its age and for that type of material. It looks pretty normal, open cast iron, but once you get in the exterior and the clay, there's some pretty heavy root intrusion that we saw earlier, and that's going to have to be cleaned. I could only make it out about 12 feet from the clean out, from the floor clean out, and it is marked with green paint and a green flag. And so you probably need to go out about 75 to 80 feet to get to the main and be able to, I would recommend that this be fully cleaned and then re-inspected for structural issues with the clay line itself. So that'll end the inspection at 2 West Crittenden Avenue in Covington, Kentucky.